That explosion right there was in the center of Tel Aviv. Iran's ballistic missiles were able to hit a lot of their targets in Israel during the morning hours, resulting in a lot of deaths in Tel Aviv. The Israeli stock exchange was hit. A lot of residential buildings were hit. A hospital was hit in southern Israel. What's Donald Trump talking about while all of this is taking place? He's talking about poll numbers. This is what Donald Trump posted at 6 a.m. in the morning, with all of the news breaking that it appears the United States is potentially moments away for officially going to war with Iran. Well, I shouldn't say officially in the sense that it would be unauthorized, not going through Congress, but that Donald Trump is going to be sending aircrafts to potentially attack potential nuclear sites in Iran, or sites capable of developing nuclear weapons, as being alleged by the Trump regime. Well, here's what Donald Trump is talking about. Here's what he's posting on his social media. The crooked Fox News polls got the election wrong. I won by much more than they said I would and have been biased against me for years. They're always wrong and negative. It's why MAGA hates Fox News, even though their anchors are great. This has gone on for years, but they never change the incompetent polling company that does their work. Now a new Fox News poll comes out this morning, giving me little more than 50% at the border, and yet the border is miraculously perfect. Nobody was able to come in last month. 60,000 people came in with Sleepy Joe in the same month last year. I hate fake pollsters, one of the worst, but Fox will never change their discredited pollsters. So Donald Trump's approval in that poll is around 45%. In the Quinnipiac, YouGov, and AP polls, it's in the 30% range, 38 to 40% range. When it comes to the border, Donald Trump on that Fox poll was around 50%. But when it comes to Donald Trump's deportations of hardworking migrants, Donald Trump is significantly underwater there as well. Donald Trump's deportations are grossly unpopular, as Donald Trump is targeting restaurants and factories and Home Depot parking lots and courthouses and going after people who are not committing crimes. While Donald Trump is posting about his poll numbers and the White House is bragging about two gigantic flag poles that they put up on the north and south lawn of the White House, CBS is reporting that Donald Trump has been briefed on the risks and benefits of bombing the Fordow nuclear facility in Iran, and that Donald Trump's mindset is to commit United States troops. We need more clarity. We need more information. This would be a time when a leader would address the nation and tell everybody what is going on. Is the goal to stop the nuclear program? Well, then why did Donald Trump pull us out of Obama's nuclear deal that stopped the nuclear program? Why did Donald Trump's director of national intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, say less than 90 days ago before Congress that the intelligence the United States had was that Iran is not capable of making a nuclear weapon? Is our goal to stop Iran from having a nuclear weapon, or is the goal regime change? Because all I hear now on Fox and from MAGA, regime change, regime change, regime change. And look, I think that the Ayatollah and the Iranian regime is horrific. I would certainly like to see a regime that supports not what they're doing. I'd like to see a democracy in Iran. However, what I don't want to see in the region is a bloody civil war. I don't want to see an endless American war. I don't want to see a situation where a civil war spreads in the region, and before you know, America is in an endless war with tens of thousands of our troops dying. That's what I want to avoid. I want clarity on what the hell is going on. I don't want to go in the direction of what happened with Iraq. WMD this, WMD that. We're seeing the exact same types of talking points rolled out, but in a very expedited and sloppier fashion even. Donald Trump posted just moments ago, the Wall Street Journal has no idea what my thoughts are concerning Iran. Let me just show you this photo as well, or this video rather. This is what Tel Aviv looked like earlier this morning. Play this clip. And here you can see the damage to the Soroka Medical Center, the biggest hospital in southern Israel, amid the Iranian missile attacks. I want to understand and I want to get more data and information about these Iranian missile strikes in Israel and what is actually happening there. I feel like a lot of the information coming out from right-wing media is a bunch of propaganda. I want to understand what's going on, because if you would turn on any of the cable news, they'll basically say the Ayatollah is about to surrender, or the Ayatollah's. They're sending in missiles and they're hitting targets in Israel, and it looks like things are getting worse, just observing what's taking place. Ayatollah Khamenei, the supreme leader of Iran, just posted, and victory comes only from Allah, the Almighty, the All-Wise, and Almighty God will certainly, definitely grant victory to the Iranian nation, to the truth and to the side that is in the right, God willing. I would like to tell our dear nation that if the enemy senses that you fear them, they won't let go of you. Continue the very behavior that you have had up to this day. Continue this behavior with strength. The very fact that the Zionist regime's American friends have entered the scene and are saying such things is a sign of that regime's weakness and inability. So that doesn't sound like surrender language to me. It sounds like ratcheting up war situations to me. Here's what Benjamin Netanyahu said, as Bill Madden says, in a diplomatic way. Netanyahu kind of even called out Trump for spreading the lies to make it look like Trump's been involved in what's happened thus far. I want to show you this, but then I need to show you a clip of what India's foreign minister had to say about Donald Trump's lie that he negotiated the ceasefire between India and Pakistan. First, this is what Netanyahu said on Fox. Play this clip.
There is a Reuters report just moving saying that President Trump in the last couple of days vetoed an Israeli plan to kill Iran's supreme leader, according to 2 U.S. officials. Is that true?
Actually, there's so many false reports of conversations that never happened, and I'm not going to get into that. But I can tell you, I think that we do what we need to do. We'll do what we need to do. And I think the United States knows what is good for the United States, and I'm just not going to get it.
Okay.
Next, this is what India's foreign minister had to say, and I'll show you the side-by-side here of Donald Trump claiming that the best deal that he's made of his presidency was negotiating a ceasefire between India and Pakistan. Now, India has consistently said that Donald Trump has had nothing to do with that at all. It certainly had nothing to do with Donald Trump dangling trade, and the ceasefire was accomplished through bilateral negotiations between India and Pakistan. But again, look at this split screen here of what Trump says and what a foreign minister of India has to say. Here, play this clip.
I think the deal I'm most proud of is the fact that we're dealing with India, we're dealing with Pakistan, and we were able to stop potentially a nuclear war through trade as opposed through bullets. You know, normally they do it through bullets. We do it through trade. So I'm very proud of that.
Prime Minister Modi clearly told President Trump that during this entire episode, there was never any discussion at any level about an India-US trade deal or US mediation between India and Pakistan. The discussion to halt military action occurred directly between India and Pakistan through existing channels between both armies and was made at Pakistan's request. Prime Minister Modi firmly stated that India has neither accepted mediation nor does it do so and never will do. There is complete political unanimity on this subject in India. President Trump understood the details explained by the Prime Minister and expressed support for India's fight against terrorism. Prime Minister Modi also said that India now sees terrorism not as a proxy war, but as a war.
Okay, let's talk about something we all deal with, bad hair days. But what if those bad hair days could become a thing of the past? I've been using the iRestore Elite, and let me tell you, this thing is the real deal. It's incredibly comfortable. I just throw it on while watching TV or answering emails. It fits like a lightweight helmet and works totally hands-free. I've noticed my hairline looking fuller, and some spots that were starting to thin are finally showing signs of life. I've tried some other LED masks before, but this one is in a league of its own. More coverage, better results, and it doesn't feel like I'm wearing a medieval torture device. The iRestore Elite is clinically proven to help regrow hair using 300 lasers and 200 LEDs that send light therapy directly to your scalp. It's not magic, it's just really good science. Give yourself the gift of hair confidence this year for a limited time only. Our listeners are getting a huge discount on the iRestore Elite when you use code Meidas at iRestore.com. So head over to iRestore.com and use code Meidas, M-E-I-D-A-S, for our show's exclusive discounts on the iRestore Elite. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Hair loss is frustrating. You don't have to fight it alone. Thanks to iRestore.
And seeing these split screens is kind of a common theme that we're seeing right now. So like CNN put together this split screen, Tulsi Gabbard testifying in the past 90 days that Iran is not building a nuclear weapon, followed by Donald Trump 48 hours ago saying, I don't care what she says. Play this clip.
The IC continues to assess that Iran is not building a nuclear weapon, and Supreme Leader Khamenei has not authorized the nuclear weapons program that he suspended in 2003.
How close do you personally think that they were to getting one? Because Tulsi Gabbard testified in March that the intelligence community said Iran wasn't building a nuclear weapon.
I don't care what she said. I think they were very close to having it.
And here's an important thing that I think is not getting enough attention. America did not prevail against the Houthis in Yemen. Remember the operation against the Houthis that Pete Hegseth and Donald Trump were bragging about, right? The signal text messages that Hegseth and Donald Trump's former national security advisor, Mike Waltz, by the way, who's the new national security advisor? Who are the people in charge? Remember they were on Signal and they were talking about striking the Houthis. And then remember Hegseth said that wasn't classified information and it doesn't matter anyway because it was a successful operation. Well, the point of the operation, if there was one, was to ensure safe passage of commercial vessels through the Red Sea, right? That's why there was the operation. The Houthis were preventing commercial vessels from going there, and that was adding a ton to the costs of trade because you have to go around the Red Sea. So that was one of the issues. So what happened? Commercial vessels still aren't going through the Red Sea. The Houthis hit 2 F-18 Hornets, 7 Reaper drones, costing literally hundreds of millions of dollars. And then Trump entered into a ceasefire with the Houthis. And then the Houthis are laughing that they beat the United States in an operation. America couldn't beat the Houthis. Now, if you watch cable news, you would not know that America did not beat the Houthis in the operation and that the Houthis essentially won. No one talks about that. But let me just show you the facts. Here is Democratic Congress member Moulton cross-examining Pete Hegseth about just that. Here, play this clip.
You talked about the success of the Houthi operation. About how much money did it cost? How much money did you spend on missiles shooting at the Houthis?
Well, you'd have to compare that with what it cost.
I'm just asking how much did it cost?
Divert our shipping lanes around.
I'm told it's several $100 million, maybe close to $1 billion. How many U.S. flagged commercial ships have transited the Red Sea since your so-called successful operation?
Well, thankfully, unlike the previous administration.
The answer is zero.
Military vessels transit.
No. I didn't ask about military vessels. I
which would be the precursor for
how many commercial vessels? It's been several weeks. How many commercial vessels U.S. flagged have transited the Red Sea?
Would you, Mr. Congressman, put civilian ships?
The questions are not to me, Mr. Secretary. They're to you.
We have responsibly put military.
The answer is zero.
First.
I reclaim my time.
Yeah, the answer is zero. Zero. Nothing has been done. 0 commercial ships have gone through the Red Sea. Here was Donald Trump back on May 7th, 2025, announcing a ceasefire with the Houthis and calling the Houthis brave and saying how great they are and what incredible people the Houthis are. Ceasefire with the Houthis? Isn't Donald Trump saying a ceasefire with Iran would be weak unconditional surrender. Who even knows what he's saying? But here's what Trump said in a press conference on May 7th. Play this clip.
Take a look. But, we had really a very good, as you know, we had a very good outcome with the Houthis, and we honor their word. I mean, they made a commitment, and we dealt with other countries that were close to them and their surrogates, and we honor all of their words. And we'll see what happens, but I think, I believe that hopefully that's over with, and they'll leave the ships alone, just leave those ships alone. But so we do. We take their word for it. It was, we hit them very hard. They had a great capacity to withstand punishment. They took tremendous punishment. And, you could say there's a lot of bravery there. It was amazing what they took. But we honor their commitment and their word. They gave us their word that they wouldn't be shooting ships anymore, and we honor that. I want to thank you all for being.
So I just want to report what the facts are. You can see it for yourself what's taking place. Like, here, let me show you. This is a video of Soroka Hospital in Beersheba, southern Israel, hit with a ballistic missile. Watch it with your own eyes. Iran and ballistic missile hitting it. Play this clip. Look, we'll keep you posted every step of the way, but we got to be fact-based. We got to be rooted in the reality of what the hell is happening. What do we know? And what Donald Trump is doing right now is the opposite of leadership, and he's making things 100 million times worse. Anyway, hit subscribe. Let's get to 5 million subscribers. Thanks for watching.
The truth is more important than ever. Check out our new Truth Over Lies collection at store.meidastouch.com. All 100% USA union made.